Today, we're jumping into some serious wisdom from Denzel Washington. It comes from a speech he gave that's all about risk, failure, and finding your purpose. It's a total mindset shift, really, and it all starts with one powerful idea. So, with this quote from Nelson Mandela, and wow, does it set the stage. The message is crystal clear right from the beginning: do not play it small. This whole thing is about how to unlock that life you know deep down you're capable of living.
All right, so the first big all about taking risks. And this is where Denzel goes right after some of the most common advice we've probably all heard a million times.
Does that sound familiar? Make sure you have something to fall back on. It's that classic advice meant to build a safety net, right? Something to catch you if you fall. But Denzel suggests that maybe, just maybe, that safety net is the very thing holding you back.
Flips this idea of falling back on its head. He says, hey, if you're gonna fall, why not fall forward? Think about it. Falling back means you're moving away from your goal. But falling forward, even if you stumble, you're still moving in the right direction. At the very least, you can see what you're about to hit and learn from it.
He tells this old IQ test with 9 dots arranged in a square. The puzzle is to connect all 9 dots with only 4 straight lines without lifting your pencil. And the only way to solve it, you have to draw your lines outside the box. It's such a perfect metaphor for his point. You have to be willing to fail big, dream big, and get outside those comfortable little boxes we built for ourselves.
Okay, so honestly, the most critical idea here, falling forward through failure. This is all about completely changing your relationship with the idea of failing.
Blunt about this, and it's awesome. He just leaves it out there. Look, you are going to fail, you are going to lose, you are going to suck at something. It's not a possibility, it's a guarantee. And his advice isn't to try and avoid it, it's to embrace it.
2,600. You know what that is? That's how many times the baseball legend Reggie Jackson struck out. That's the most strikeouts in the entire history of the sport.
Strikeouts, right? We remember him for the home runs. The failures just fade into the background, but those successes, they become the legacy. That's what falling forward is all about.
And it's not a one-off. Here's another number for you, 1,000. That is roughly how many times Thomas Edison's experiments failed when he was trying to invent the light bulb. 1,000 times he tried and got it wrong. But you know the story. The 1,001st time? That was the light bulb. Every single one of those so-called failures was actually a step forward. It was a lesson. It was progress. It's the definition of falling forward.
And Denzel isn't just preaching this stuff, he lived it. Early in his career, he auditioned for a musical and totally bombed because, well, he couldn't sing. But he didn't give up. He fell forward. He kept learning, kept working. And 30 years later, he was the star of the hit play Fences, performing in that exact same theater.
So it all comes down to this really simple, powerful idea. He says it over and over. If you're not failing, you're not even trying. If you want to get something you've never had, you've got to be willing to do something you've never done before.
So that brings us to our third big idea, the crucial difference between dreams and goals. It's about how you turn those huge, amazing aspirations into something real. Denzel is super clear about this. Having dreams is great. You need them. But dreams without goals are, well, they're just dreams. They're basically wishes that are just going to fade away. To make a dream a reality, you need to attach goals to it. You need discipline, you need a plan, and you need consistency.
And let me tell you, that road from a dream to a goal being accomplished is almost never a straight line. I mean, Denzel's own story is the perfect example of just how messy and unpredictable that path can be. His journey was all over the place. He started college as a pre-med student. Then he switched to pre-law. Then he tried journalism. He had no focus, and his grades showed it. He ended up with a 1.8 GPA, and the university basically told him, hey, maybe you should take some time off. He had totally hit a wall.
And then, right there, at what was probably his lowest point, something amazing happened. He was working in his mom's beauty salon, and one of the older women there, a customer, looked at him and gave him this prophecy. She said, "You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." And in that moment of failure, that one sentence gave him a direction.
Okay, this brings us to the last and maybe the most profound piece of Denzel's message. This is where the focus shifts from what you can get in life to what you can give.
For him, this is the real way to measure a successful life. It has nothing to do with how much money is in your bank account or what kind of car you drive. The real question, the one that matters, is what are you going to do with what you've been given?
Because
Every single one of us has something to give. It could be your talent, your time, your treasures. It could even be your patience, your kindness, your love. Whatever your gift is, the challenge she puts out there is to use it. Don't hoard it.
And to really make this point hit home, Denzel uses this incredibly powerful, kind of haunting metaphor. He asks you to imagine this. You're on your deathbed, and you're surrounded by ghosts.
But these aren't just any ghosts. They are the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of that great idea you never acted on. The ghost of that talent you were given but never used. And they're standing there, angry at you, because you were the only person who could have brought them to life, and now they have to die with you.
And that's the question he leaves us with. It's a challenge, really. After hearing all of this, after understanding what it means to take risks and fall forward, what are you going to do, starting today, to make sure those ghosts don't go to the grave with you?